Cloudy World. Hey man, today we talk about Stephen A. Smith. Now, if you don't know, Stephen A. Smith is one of the hugest and the biggest media personalities. No more talking, bro. Let's get into the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's go.
Don't like me? I'm from Hollis, Queens, bro. Black people don't like me? I'm from Hollis, Queens, bro. I'm from the streets of New York City. I go to the streets of America everywhere, all over this country. I'm inside and outside arenas. I'm in
This man, Stephen A. Smith, funny, bro.
stuff like that. I'm the ambassador for HBCU Week in concert with Ashley Christopher and other people. I've helped generate over 12,000 scholarships in excess of $150 million for black students.
People don't realize, bro. People like Stephen A. Smith, they're not going to be proving how pro-black they are because their actions and what they really do prove it. But there's been a big issue with this. We're going to let them finish out, and I'm going to really break that down.
Black women, Joy. I have 9 nieces. I have 2 daughters. Everybody black. I still go home to Hollis. On the business side, ESPN takes our show, First Take, to HBCUs. Packed gymnasiums wherever we
Bro, I'm not going to lie, bro. This man don't even need to pull receipts, bro, because people need to comprehend what they're saying when they say things like this, bro. I'm not going to lie.
And we start going on tours every year. We've been to Delaware State. We've been to Bethune-Cookman. We've been to Norfolk State. We've been to Winston-Salem State. We've been to Savannah State. Oh, yeah. We going to Texas.
Okay, so I'm going to really explain what we're talking about right now because I feel like a lot of people have this issue where they don't understand that being pro-black and supporting black people can be completely different things. And that's not because that's what they mean. That's because of what we allow social justice and what kind of comprehends as social justice and doing those type of things defines. I don't think Stephen A. hates black folks. I do think that as his job as a media personality, there were points in his career where he was not the big dip on the chip. He was the main guy. When you're not the main guy, you can't control the scripts. You can't control the background. Even when you're the main guy, sometimes you can't control what you're given to read on paper. Am I saying he couldn't say no at times? Nah. But when you have things like Kwame Brown, we have situations where he spoke very ill on certain young black men who didn't have a strong system. Not to say that's everybody, because a lot of these dudes, like 19 coming in with a few million, they're not just poor, depraved young black men on the street. Like, let's also put that out there. These are young, financially set multi-millionaires. So they're just words, but words behind a platform, behind an image, create a narrative, and that narrative can positively or negatively affect people. So I want to put that out there and first say that Stephen A. Smith is not right for those areas and those aspects. But also, like, y'all, we gotta move on sometime. Like, it's been 15, 20 years. Like, this man didn't come out here saying that certain ill men are disgusting people or certain men of this race or that race are bad people. He didn't come out here speaking ill on his people. That's never been Stephen A. Smith. He just ain't been out here always protecting them. He spoke on what he wants to speak on, bro. We have to understand that journalists have to move off sensationalism. It's their bread and butter. Whether they live off it is not real, but they will die off it. So you don't got to make it everything, but you can't leave out a piece of integrity, which is essential to journalism, which is entertaining, which is juiciness, which is trying to be, that story. If you didn't care about that, you wouldn't be a #1 journalist to begin with. All I'm saying is Stephen A. Smith represents, I think, the pinnacle of where you can go when you work within a system. He, to me, is the highest and the most successful, I'd easily say, black analyst in ESPN's history, bar none. Shannon Sharpe was getting close to it, and then he got caught up in a very sad and deplorable way, which is very sad for me as a Shannon Sharpe fan, and very sad for me as someone who wanted to see Stephen A. Smith begin to have his exit in his retirement moment. But if there's no one else who has the push, the support, and who can get people angry enough to interact and engage, there's no one doing what Stephen A. Smith can do right now, so he can't give up. We're going to have 15 more years of Stephen A. Smith, realistically. I'm just saying, bro, we got to be realistic about what we're trying to get from Stephen A. Smith. This man is just another person trying to, do his part. Nothing more, nothing less. But let's see what this rapper, No Neck Benzino, got to say about it, bro. If you don't know Benzino,
hey, Stephen
I think
A.
he's
Smith,
Ice Spice Pops or something.
I'll say it to your face.
I'm pretty sure. Any Ice Spice Pops? Let me know in the comment. I'm pretty sure Benzino's Ice Spice Pops. So he's going off on Stephen A. Smith claiming he was for black people until he sold out. I don't think Stephen A. Smith ever sold out. I don't think what Stephen A. Smith pushes as a black journalist can be selling out. Journalists can't sell out. If your whole thing is to tell what you perceive to be the truth, and at the very least you're not just lying, you can never sell out as a journalist. In my opinion. in my opinion.
Hey, Stephen A. Smith, I'll say it to your face. You are Uncle Tom, Django, Step and Fetch It.
Folks like this make this, bro. It's not like what he's saying ain't gonna be funny, bro, because I'm about to laugh. That like, Step and Fetch It is pretty funny, bro. But it's like, bro, this man Stephen A. Smith is up at least $95 million, bro. Benzino, you fell off, bro. Your neck is gone, bro. Your daughter don't even talk to you. Yeah, Coi Leray, not Ice Spice. Ice Spice is a successful one. Your daughter Coi Leray was out here crushing multiple rappers before she came up. She was crushing Chippy Red while you had another shawty. Got crushed and got a baby. What I bet Chippy Red was still out here cheating, bro. You are a terrible father figure. You have no right to. Again, you are a terrible father figure for an individual black family. The fact that you're out here trying to say that another person is a bad representation of black people and families as a whole is crazy hypocrisy. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Considering the fact that you haven't even treated the black woman in your life right, the black family that you are trying to build right, and your daughter in general right, bro. The fact that you coming at another black man for how he treats other black people in his family, in his community, as you can't treat your family or your community or your daughter right is max disgusting. But that's just me as a black man who can look outside of just being, you know, like look at you as a person. That's kind of unacceptable. But I'm not here defending Stephen A. Smith. I'm just saying I like things to be unbiased and realistic. So if you're going to defend us from the perspective of being a positive influence or a positive impact to the black community, you kind of got to at least be not negative impact. You don't got to be net positive. But you can't be out here pushing also negative black stereotypes, a negative impact of the family, not valuing and respecting your daughter or a black woman on social media or how people can see your reality. You're not valuing your family space. You're not valuing your relationship with those women in your life, specifically black women. How are we supposed to take your word any better than Stephen A's? Oh,
God. Uncle Ruckus, all rolled up in one. You're a coward. All right? All right? You definitely tap dance. What you don't know, right, is that when ESPN came with the Pat McAfee show, they had a plan. They said, you know what, we're going to give Stephen A. Smith a bunch of money because First Take's doing too good in the black community.
Bro, First Take was doing very well in the black community. That's a very, like, it was doing very, very well. But it wasn't just doing well because it was just Stephen A. or just this or that. Guaranteed it was a piece of Stephen A. He was a very, very big piece. Stephen A.'s marketability is his ability to get people angry, get people focused, get people locked in. But I'm saying that it touched the area because it was people being able to be expressive about sports in a way that was almost like you back in the barbershop with it, bro. That's why it was successful. Not just because it pushed negative black stereotypes. I feel like people misunderstand something being positive or being well liked in a certain community doesn't just mean it's pushing some stereotypes. And that's the biggest issue is that when folks is out here trying to support and show, you know, being protectors and being supporters of the movement, they speak it from this ignorant perspective, bro, where if it's marketed toward or at very least has black cultural, you know what I'm saying, like interactions where you're just a bit more, you know, natural, a bit more not nobody trying to fake it. That's apparently pushing toward a negative connotation audience. And by you as a black person saying that, it just doesn't help, bro. It doesn't make nobody want to take what you're saying serious. Just because it pushes towards audiences that, you know, like more of an urban vibe doesn't mean they're just out there trying to target and, you know, put a negative image out there on our people. Because does that mean that every athlete that went on these platforms was Uncle Tom and just because they wanted to give a perspective about they athletics, their career, they this, they that? I don't know, bro. It's such a such a two-way street for real.
Yeah, we got to get this thing back to what it's supposed to be. So here comes Pat McAfee. And shout out to Pat McAfee. I like his show.
I don't.
McAfee caters to the white people. He got his guys with the mullets, the cowboy hats. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Stephen A. Smith, you was for us. Then all of a sudden you took a turn. They had a plan for you. They said, you know what? We're going to pay him this money. So he give him instructions to go out there and tap dance and disrespect as many.
Bro, y'all gotta realize something also is that, bro, these folks don't gotta give no money for this. Folks will just do this for free, bro. I think we gotta understand, like, we're in a different era. Like, this isn't the early 2000s, early industry. Like, people are out here tap dancing and jiving for free. Way worse than y'all could comprehend these people thinking that they did at their point or another. Like, we're comparing Stephen A with Candace Owens? Or if you're comparing Stephen A with what's his name? Not Ocho, with the what's that dude's name? I hate him so much, bro. We're comparing him with the bulky dude that talks like this as he makes points like this. I hate that black dude. He's terrible, bro. I hate that dude, bro. The dude that was out there crushing on that on that reporter shot while she was getting dogged out by multiple white NFL owners. Yo, that dude is a funny guy. But listen, y'all, I'm just saying, bro, it's not as simple as people be wanting it to seem, bro. I just want to comprehend, end of the day, bro, that dude's, talking about boxing, bro. How you gonna call somebody corned out, but then you saying that they out here, but now you want to box them, bro? Like, I don't know, bro. I'm just trying to realize, what are we basing this on? If you say, oh, he's anti-black and that's the other, okay. But what are we basing that on? But if you out here just saying that he's trying his hardest to push a negative image out there for us, the most I've seen him go off on stuff like this was openly when he was dissing Kwame Brown. But that wasn't, oh, you're lower income or, oh, you're darker complexion, so I want to mud on you. Because he was very, very positive on a lot of our darker skin athletes. Not just, because I didn't say, I said darker complexion. Understand the difference. I think he's never been targeting certain people over a certain thing. I think he just has had clown perspectives or clown opinions, but I got clown opinions. That's all I'm saying. I don't think he should be held to the same as these alt-right grifters. I don't think Stephen A. Smith has done that much damage in the community. Nearly when every big event was going on, I remember he was pretty successful on a positive way toward the community. So maybe someone got a video where he did something negative. Y'all can show me that. But I don't know. I don't think this against Stephen A., mental is really pushing as hard as people wanted to. He already got his bag, bro. He put in his 15-20. I think there's way bigger goofies, bro, out there. Like Acho. I hate that dude Acho. Not Ocho, but Acho. I hate that dude Acho. There's people out here that are pushing some very disgusting narratives, and I feel like they should get more targeting than speaking on Stephen A., bro. This old man, let him enjoy his time with his daughters and his family, bro. He put in his 15, bro. Find somebody else to crack on, I ain't gonna lie. But let me know y'all thoughts, bro. Let me know. Y'all think this man Stephen A. is really out here tearing down the community? Do y'all think that he's the big bad over there at ESPN? Let me know, bro. I feel like he's just filling a role that I don't think any other specifically black journalist is filling as a whole of entertaining, getting the masses angry enough to engage and be involved with the broadcast, and from a level of impact from covering so many huge moments in sports history. He's just too certified for ESPN to permanently let go, and for the sports analysts in the jobs to just let him not be a focal piece of reporting. He's got too much motion now at this point, basically. That's all I'm saying. His motion is too heavy, bro. Let me know what y'all thoughts in the comment section. Cloudy World, and we gone.